Hey everyone, Jamie Pate here, and welcome to the middle of the month, affectionately known as Stop the Blur Day. And I am so excited to share with you a peek inside March Memory Planner and Stop the Blur. Okay, I am finishing up my January, February, March Memory Planner, and I have to show you something here. I had this little die cut set adventure. It was on the front of here. Yeah, it kind of just is no longer an adventure. I'll have to fix something there, but you know, I still have the month, the year. It's all good. It's all good, right? Okay, so I used the Weatherwood insert for January, February, March 2023. And I'll just show you really quick. I have here this really sweet ledger that I am eager to break into now for spring, for April, May, and June. I already have my April agenda stamp on the month at a glance, so super excited for that. I was hoping to get to this getting all like prettied up for you guys and sharing this with you. This is as far as I got. I have my birthday tag in here that I made and my birthday picture, and here's to another trip around the sun. This was all from Stamp Society for March, and then I added the month numbers for the date, and that's all I got too. That's all I got, but I do have March finished. So let me get to the beginning of March here. If you are new to this program, then I want to share with you that I post this walkthrough every middle of the month when brand new Stop the Blur from Heidi Swapp. This is a subscription-based kit, and separate from that, a subscription-based class. And so I take that time to share with you what I have done in my planner as well. And you're going to see a little theme here for March. So first off, what I like to do is just kind of walk through what I have where. One of the things you're going to see this month, and you see this often if you are a follower here at all, is that I, number one, I like to pre-make tags, which almost always find their way inside my planner. And that's exactly what happened again this month. And so another thing though that happened with this is almost every week has a tag right here. Not every week, maybe 3 of the weeks. And then I have created this little flip with sticker paper, and then I added some elements underneath. Now the 03 for March, that is a ScrapbookCom bold numbers die. I use that quite often. Then I came in here with another of their alpha dies and created this little banner and just stapled it to there. I use Heidi's hand-lettered, I think it's hand-lettered stamp set to, on vellum paper, stamp out National Craft Month, because to me March is a really big deal for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is it's National Craft Month, and so I wanted to give some emphasis to that because that is such a big part of my life, making and crafting, and part of it's my job. And so it was just a fun way to kind of celebrate that. And I put here a little collage of some current makes that were in the works. And then this here is Passion is Energy. That is from the March Stop the Blur printable. Again, if you're new to Stop the Blur, not only in the class do you get 4 to 5, almost always 5 lessons that she shares some tidbit. And I haven't seen April yet because it's not out quite yet at this recording. March was fabulous. And then there's always a printable that you can download inside that classroom as well. So that's what that page looks like. And then over here, I just kind of made my own little pocket, and I added some things in here. It was just kind of going to be late, part of the printable. It was just kind of something that was going on at the time. I had this posted on my stories, and so I downloaded it to my phone and printed that out, the photo of my walk. I do that a lot. And then I used one of the Heidi Swapp ledger tags to add my journaling in there. And I'm just about the pockets right now, pockets and envelopes, kind of a photo that sort of wraps up kind of what was going on here. Again, another probably on my Instagram, or I found this on Instagram anyway, a quote, and I printed that and added it there. You are the greatest project you will ever work on. Boy, ain't that the truth. That's from the new quote pad. I'm so glad these are back out again. And this time we have colors. I shared this in last month's. I can't remember now when I shared that. If I even shared it, I don't know. Maybe I didn't share it. Who knows? You can tell me. Then I used the mini folder die to create this little holder of, I printed out, my son and I went and saw the movie Jesus Revolution. Then I just went and printed out kind of basically the movie poster, but made it super small and added some journaling there and used the printable and stamped on it to make my title here. And this is also Heidi's handwritten stamp set. And then just a bunch of journaling and some washi, some striped washi. It kind of rounds out the whole thing there. So that was week 1. Week 2 is, here we go, with my little tag. I told you this isn't a large one, but it's a good size one. Again, already made. So I never know where these makes are going to end up. And sometimes I just put them in my pouches with my other Stop the Blur kits. And at some other point in time, they might resurface and I might find a space for them. So I don't ever make a thing wondering, where am I going to put this? Where's it going to go? How's it going to fit? I just make it, and it just happens to fit here on this page. And I think rather wonderfully. So I have that. And I use the backside of it for journaling, both for Tuesday and Wednesday. I kind of did the same thing here throughout my month, and that was a photo, my quote that I put out on Instagram once a week, and then I trimmed down ledger tag to make a journaling spot. And let me talk about that for just a moment, because it's more than once I have come across, or you have told me, or I even experienced it myself, that with these inserts, they can get a little bulky. I mean, I am super guilty of that because I can't make anything flat to save my life. Well, sometimes biscuits, but we're not talking about biscuits here. We're talking about memory planner insert. So it's kind of full, right? And I know that there's a struggle to actually then get the journaling back on the page. Something that I noticed myself doing, especially since this is the last month in this insert, this is a free tip here, so get your pens and paper, is that I did here, but that was, I don't know. And I might have a little bit more. I'm going to say almost always, and then you're going to catch me, and I am going to be a liar. But I don't mean to be a liar. I almost always add my journaling on some other surface and then add it into the page. That's what I'm trying to say. Whew, that was a whole lot of words for that. So when you open up this tag, I have another photo in here. Again, I'm kind of highlighting the craft month that it is because I always celebrate with extra memory dex cards. And I have a picture of one there. And some more of her printables, actually several of her printables here. And this is the alpha sticker from March Stop the Blur. And what I did here, you can see a little sneak of the brand new April Stamp Society. That is a fun stamp set. It's so beautiful. And I found a couple different ways to use it here in my memory planner. Something that I've been playing with out there by way of my cards is like, I don't even really know what to call it. It's not a pop-up, but it's like sort of a waterfall kind of a concept. And so since I had made some Easter cards that utilize this, I decided to do this for these photos here. I also decided to celebrate International Women's Day by printing photos of the women in my life and adding them to this day. I wanted to do a scrapbook page and just actually literally haven't got to it. So I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and add them to my memory planner because of the significance of these women. And plus, I just thought it'd be so much fun to do this kind of little interactive photo waterfall, if you will. So over here, we had the big weekend of SBC Fest, and I enjoyed that so much, I decided to make it a 2-day spread. So I just used the sticker paper again to attach this to this page, and then I added some photos that I'd taken. And I thought this little quote here from the March Stop the Blur was perfect. Always believe something wonderful is about to happen, which is completely how I feel about SBC Fest. There's so many aspects to this, and this is a little blur for SBC Fest, so don't miss it next time. Or actually, go watch the 2 that are out there. Just, it's full of content and inspiration. But SBC Fest is a great opportunity to meet makers that you might not have ever interacted with before, which is true every time. And then to watch a maker that maybe that's not your style, but you'll gain something from it, which is exactly what I did. And I just love the weekend so much. I rounded out this week with this litter. No litter here, but this is a little flippable with photo on both sides, journaling, another printable, and I cut down a ledger tag again for more journaling. And it's not even attached to my page. Wow, what do you know about that? Here, let's fix that right now. I love using this dotted tape runner, mostly because I put something down and I'm sure as heck probably going to pick it back up and put it someplace else. So this is a temporary tape runner. So when I do put a picture or an element on my page, I'm like, yeah, that's not quite where I want it. I have time to pull it back up. And I literally do that so often. So it will eventually stick permanently. For the most part, that's what I do. Okay, so this was part of the March Stop the Blur with journaling on there. Just a little tower of photos from my week. I used, this is an older tag from the Adventures. Not sure if they're still available or not. Then I added a journal spot, if you will, for those couple of days. That long sticker again, Spring Break, was from the printable. And then I have a little tuck here. It's not necessarily a waterfall. Oh, is that what I called the other thing? But it's more a tuck. So like I'm not even going to get into our spring break road trip because let's just say it was seriously, oh yeah, totally trying to get there. It is seriously a story. Anyway, let's go on to greater things. Okay, I had so much fun. This was part of the kit this month too. I had so much fun with this little spinner, and I saved, as soon as I saw it, because we were going to the Grand Canyon, I knew that I was going to want to add my Grand Canyon photos to this, which is exactly what I did. I love it so much. It's so much fun. And so then I added the alphas from the kit, GC for Grand Canyon. I had Sunset Crater up here because we visited that the day before. Yes, it was freezing. Oh my gosh, I've never been to the Grand Canyon when it was so cold before. Oh, but today was still great because memories are like forever, right? So more journaling there. And here you can see this was kind of the flat side of my book. So I did add some journaling straight to the page onto the third week of the month, which is my birthday month. So seriously, unabashedly, I have pictures all of myself on here. It's kind of weird, but it's just the way it was because this was the tag I made for, here, this is what 55 looks like. Then I added another tag on the back of it and added tons of journaling. There were some weird things that happened on my day, so I just decided to be super honest about it and utilized those little printables there. And moving on, we were in Scottsdale, and I think I spelled Scottsdale wrong. Someone can let me know for sure. As I did it, I'm like, I think I needed another T. I was at ScrapbookCom on Tuesday, so a picture of me there, journaling here, more journaling here. I realize I still have an open spot here, so I'm gonna have to fill that in. And then I used this window sleeve and added some photos of my sister and a friend and myself going axe throwing. That was a hoot. Oh my word, axe throwing is so much fun. I want to build my own little axe throwing alley in my backyard. It was awesome. Here for these clipboards, I still have those hanging around, and I just love to be able to just kind of like stick the journaling in there and a photo in there. This is from the Heidi Swapp sticker book this spring here. I thought that was appropriate. Don't forget, this is from an old definition sticker pack that I have. I trimmed down ledger paper. I'm not even sure where that's from. It might be from the printable. It might be from actually, no, I take back. It's from the sticker book. I just remember that right now. Again, one more of these map tags that I love so much, and kind of wrapping up spring break and some notes on there about that, which takes us to the very last week of the month, and I do not have any journaling on here yet, but let me talk about this for a minute. Mindset Monday. I love Mindset Monday by John Gordon. He puts out a Mindset Monday every week. You should follow him if you don't already, and read his books. I really appreciate what he has to say, so I added this week's Mindset Monday to this. Photo of the flowers my two daughters gave me for my birthday. They had a whole birthday spread for me when I got home from my trip. It was so awesome. I mean, they nailed it. It's so wonderful when your kids get you. And I was just so utterly caught off guard and surprised. And so that's my little story there with those flowers. This is from February Stop the Blur Kit. I had one more of these little heart pockets, and I'm going to be putting my journaling on here. I loved that day so much and that birthday treat so much that I decided it needs a heart. This is from the Stop the Blur printable from March, but then I added a stamped message on it from, I believe that's from April, but it might be from March. And then again with the mini folder die, and then I added the Stamp Society from this month, brand new. And I don't have any journaling in here, but I do have one of the cards from the printable. I made a pocket out of this business card. I went to this lovely Paris Market vintage that's here in the city, and I'm going to write about that, but I just haven't got to that yet. Taxes. This was tax day, so I posted that. You guys were great who follow me on Instagram and stories and got my tax season little joke on there. And again with another little tuckable. So this is from February. I added a little sticker paper to it, and then my photo and my tag all ready for my journaling. I added one more photo here from the crafting, just kind of wrapping up what March was. Okay, one last little bonus thing before we're done. That's the very last page of this book, and I just love finishing a book. I love starting a book. I love finishing a book. I'm going to grab here my scoreboard, and this little guy is actually from Simple Stories. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim the top just a bit. And what we're going to do is add a pocket to this back page. My intention, and I've done this very often before, is to add my birthday cards or any other kind of ephemera that I unpack during a month. I've lost my birthday cards. Yeah, don't tell anybody that. It's like, I know they're here somewhere and they're all together, but I do have a couple things to add in here, so you'll get the idea. So what I'm doing with this 6x8 piece of pattern paper that's from Wildflowers Simple Stories, I love that it says life is beautiful. I love all the colors. It feels very springy to me, and that's what our season happens to be right now. But now that I have scored those edges, I am going to just lop off the corner here. I'm going to turn the score and fold it, and then I have created, you've seen this done before, this is nothing brand new by any means, but it creates a gusset so that then one can have a place to put their own personal ephemera. So I do this pretty often. You know what it's like to have a card or a business card from a shop, a tag that maybe even from, do you ever collect, okay, I'm going to be totally honest here. Do you ever collect tags from clothing? Because I think tags from clothing are super cool. I don't know why, but sometimes I save them and then I'm like, well, what do I do with it? Why am I saving it? Sometimes I'll just throw it away, but if I have a little home for it, then I'll keep it. The other thing too is this is fun in vellum. If you wanted to create your pocket in vellum, then you could stamp on vellum, like the vellum paper, and then add some sort of embellishment to the front of it. So this is the 1/8 inch double-sided adhesive. It's a great size for these smaller little spaces. And like I said, this is 1/8. It's really hard to say that at times. It's 1/8 inch. There we go. She's got it out. Actually, and before I do that, grabbing my 2-inch punch, I want it to have a little cutout at the top. And sometimes just do this with pattern paper is fine. I saw this paper when I got that 6x8 paper pad. I'm like, oh, I totally know what I want to do with that. And so then I do have a birthday card here. There is a couple of business cards, and then when I get my other cards, I will slip them in there. So that's your little bonus content. And thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please, as always, leave those in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. And thank you so much for being here. If you would click like for me, that would be a bonus for me. And if you're interested in anything, all the supplies are listed down below, and I will see you in the next video.